Good morning to you, good afternoon to you, and good evening to you from wherever you are joining us. This is Mayegun Live. Thank you very much for joining me. And please read the description of this broadcast. After reading the caption of the broadcast, like it and share it. Invite your friends, invite your not so friendly friends. Tell them all that Mayegun today. And if you have done that already, thank you. This evening or tonight, I have a little bit of caveat, and this is for some of our new Templars. If you join this platform, just maybe this past week or the past month, just recently, it is an opportunity to first to welcome you and say thank you for joining us. And at the same time, it is also an opportunity for us to remind you that this platform is not a fair platform to the ruiners of Nigeria to start with. This platform is not fair or nice to APC. Egbekegbe. Do not, for any reason at all, expect us to be nice, because being nice to APC, Egbekegbe, is to lie to you. APC, Tinubu and his gang, they are the weapons fashioned against the ordinary people from that contraption. This platform is a safe haven for everyone that has one stone or more to grind with Nigeria. We are not friends with the ruiners of Nigeria. So do not begin to ask us to respect criminals in Nigeria. Do not ask us or ask me to respect the rogues or be nice. You would be pressing the anger button of not just of mine, but of so many people on the platform. So every Sunday is considered the Sunday sermon on Mayegun's Diary Politico. It is also the day that we always have our no holds barred session, which means we say things as they are without any holding back. We do not hold back. So if you are a politically correct person, the ones that likes to be, politically correct, this platform is not for you. For the sake of your mental health, if you are a Tinubu supporter, openly or in closet, the ideal thing is for you to unsubscribe and stop following this channel. It's for your own good. Because you are never going to see anything that is going to make you happy here. In Yoruba, inu abimoku oke ndun. Yeah, every APC, Egbekegbe supporter or follower on Mayegun's Diary Politico, they will never, every Ronuku on Mayegun's Diary Politico, we never have any reason to be joyful. So if you are a one Nigerianist, for your own good, you better unsubscribe now. I don't know if I make myself clear enough. Also, if you are a religious person, the ones that will defend your God or defend your pastors or defend your imam, Mayegun's Diary Political is not for you. I'm trying to be fair here for the sake of any newcomer on Mayegun's Diary Political. If you are the type that believes that we need to pray for Nigeria, unsubscribe from this channel now for your own good, Neo. And if you are also a unity beggar, the unity beggars are those who continue to ignore our differences and believes that we need to come together to rescue that contraption. For your own sake, don't follow this channel. Or else, wherever your eyes see, you go take it like that. Oh, thank you. Then everyone else, if you know that you are tired of that contraption called Nigeria, and you are also ready for the gidigbo, yeah, then we can possibly say we have something in common. Don't preach peace in the face of those who want to take our lives or those who are already taking our lives. We want those who are radicalized or who are willing to be radicalized. Don't preach respect to criminals who have no respect for us. And don't preach your God or your sky daddy here when we are dealing with the real life issues. If you can stay safe off all this, right? If you can stay off all this, maybe we have something or a lot in common. Everyone else, you are welcome to Mayegun's Diary Political. And to be honest with you, I, as number one, I am in support and my advocacy, and the reason why you have this channel is that to encourage everyone to support the breakup of Nigeria. Should get here. Sometimes we can ignore those of you that will come on to Mayegun's Diary Political and say our country, save our country. But don't make it an attitude, don't make it an habit. Do you get that? So don't start acting funny when you hear a lot of us talk about the breakup of that contraption. Don't start acting new or brand new here. More than 70% of the people on this platform want Nigeria to break up. Do you understand? Then the remaining 30% are those who do not want this contraption. And to them, there are other alternatives before the final breakup of Nigeria. So don't act funny here. And don't preach to us here about one Nigeria. Do you understand? So majority of us actually want and we support the breakup of Nigeria. So I hope that is clear too. Until that breakup, we will continue to preach the radicalization of majority of you by telling you the truth. Why Nigeria is not one country and will never be one country. Do you understand? Thank you. Now, moving forward. From the report that we have gathered, Nigeria is in the most desperate place as we speak. Nigerians are in the most, in the worst place they've ever been since the amalgamation of that contraption. No thanks to APC, Egbekegbe, they've succeeded in impoverishing generations, including the generations yet unborn. And they are doing it gleefully, with pride, even though many others are hoping and waiting for a day that is called the day of doom. It's going to happen. It's just a matter of time. APC, Egbekegbe, they have destroyed Nigeria, divided Nigeria, impoverished generations, and they are still very much on it. But the ones that sometimes it's like a sweet sour situation is that of the northern Nigeria. 2 years ago, one of the audacity of the APC, Egbekegbe, was to break the, in fact, they crossed, the line that shouldn't have been crossed when they pushed their Muslim ticket. They dared everyone. People know that they will be rejected, but they had another plan. And that other plan was to rig themselves in and force themselves in, but they didn't do it alone. They coerced, maybe coercion is not the right word anyway, but I don't know. But I'll use the coercion. They coerced the Islamic Sharia North into believing that one Muslim is good, two Muslims is better. So therefore, Muslim tickets was in the interest of northern Nigeria, religion to be precise. And everyone knows that in northern Nigeria, they will kill anybody for their religion. Evil-minded sheikhs, clerics, they mounted their podium or their pulpits across northern Nigeria, preaching this hateful message of Muslim tickets in a supposed secular country, a country where you have the Muslims, the Christians. You also have those who don't even believe in any of the religions. But since the rivalry is all about, or is all about control, so these Islamic jihadists, short-sighted lunatics, reading Larubawa in northern Nigeria, they threatened everyone. So they gave Tinubu the leverage to legitimize the fraud that they were about to perpetrate all over Nigeria. I don't know what he promised them. I don't know what they expected. But right now, they are the most crying just 2 years or 1.5 years into Tinubu's illegitimate regime. Now, they are telling us that Tinubu has disappointed them. No, not disappointed. Tinubu has betrayed them. That's what they said. They said Tinubu's policies are un-Islamic. Okay? They said these policies have rendered them vulnerable, wretched. And when you look at those who shouted on the top of their own lungs, right, that this is never going to be in the interest of you, the North, or the South. In northern Nigeria, they were pushing religious agenda. In southern Nigeria, they are pushing the tribal agenda. Both the North and the South today have been subjected to Tinubu's horrible policies. And as for the country, divided more than ever, right? So Tinubu removed the subsidy and he gave more money to the states to start with. But the corruption of the ruling class in Nigeria continued to make mess of the money they are giving to them. Unfortunately, right, the money Tinubu shared, 16 million naira each, given to some of the major clerics in northern Nigeria, is no longer enough to hide the consequences of Tinubu's regime and his policy. So Nigerians are in the worst place ever as we speak. And to some of the Southerners who felt more or less like, Shebi, we told you, it is also a big sort of an encouragement to what the Southerners have always been complaining about, to say, hey, Northerners or the northern part of Nigeria over the years have grown to become the parasites. The narrative of the poor husband and the rich wife. Poor husband, the North, lazy, unproductive, a parasite, feeding off the rich wife. The South, hardworking, productive. But they said the marriage is for life, is non-negotiable. Right now, it be like say the marriage has gone back to the negotiation table because the North believes that they have miscalculated. Not like they actually really voted to bring Tinubu in. The Islamic North, the tribal West, these two agendas pushed by Tinubu couldn't make him president to start with. without the support and the manipulation of Yakubu of INEC. However, the Islamic North, who threatened other religions, that if they were not voting for Tinubu, they better not come out to vote at all, or they will be killed, because voting against Muslim ticket was considered as a blasphemy, and a blasphemy against Islam. So a blasphemy which has now turned to a total regret. I have a video. I will start with that one. I think we should start with that, where the clerics are now saying Tinubu betrayed them. No idea what he promised them, but now we can see the tears everywhere.
Ai wata rana ina zaune nan masallacin Juma'a da Malam Yusuf san bai wani bayani sai ga haushin shi muke ji hadda ni
to abin da ya rage mana mu ɗan arewa mulkin nan shi ya rage mana shi kadai a hannunmu idan muka yi kuskure muka yi sakaci muka bari mulkin nan ya fita hannunmu wallahi billahi za mu gane kuranmu wallahi sai mun zo mun ce gara Buhari so miliyan wallahi ina tabbata mana wallahi in aka ce mun yi kuskure mun bari mulkin nan ya fita a hannunmu wallahi sai mun yi nadama ta ban tsoro da ban mamaki
yace fa satazkuruna ma aqulu lakum ashe ranar za ta zo gashi nan kuma Allah ya kawo wallahi tallahi ga ta nan muna ciki
saka malan da alheri
malala saka ma da alheri mun ga baje haushin ka gashi ne yanzu muna ta ji haushin juna mu ma wallahi tallahi a nan garin wannan abun ya faru ranar Juma'a kuma wasu daga cikin ku suna masallacin
muna nan duk su ma suna cikin
a lokacin nan fa ni iya imani na da Allah gani nike bana kawai na faɗa da musulunci wallahi tallahi wannan shine abin da ke cikin raina wa'azin yake amma zuciyata kaman ta fashe
ayyo gaskiya me dai
itaqu firasatul mu'min fa innahu yanzuru bi nurillahi mala Allah saka ma da alheri
amin
a yanzu da muka ji a jikin mu wallahi tallahi Allah ya kiyaye wa ufawidu amri ila Allah inna Allah basirun bil ibad Allah na ganin duk abin da bai yake aiwatar
Alabamsa. Someone said that they were not complaining when Bokwari was there. Now they are complaining and all of that. Well, you may have an argument there. But one thing is this. It took Bokwari 8 years to bring Nigeria to a terrible place that people were still able to at least afford to eat. Now, you see where Tinubu has taken you in just 18 months. By the time Tinubu is able to do that 8 years, una go to sell una children for food. Or you probably will be slaughtering them for food when Tinubu is done with you. All the economic indices, they have shown that Tinubu go kill some of you. Now ain't go kill all of now. See, there is something about leadership. It is called empathy. And that must always be the guide on any policy you are pushing. It is not as if to say, to those of you who are using that theory, the theory of they were not complaining when Bokwari was there. Right? So that theory would have been like, oh, they are the ones suffering now. Others are not suffering. So that's why they are just complaining. That is where your own argument is flawed. Every part of Nigeria right now is facing that brunt of these directionless policies of Tinubu. They are just somehow louder in their own rhetoric, Sabi. When Tinubu is done with all of una, whether you are from the south or you are from the north, if you live long enough to tell this story, they will tell you, you will tell people like, waiting your eye go see, your mouth no go finish talking. That's exactly what it's going to be like. And this is just the beginning. Yeah, it's fair to possibly laugh at them, as some would do, especially talking about this their tax bill. When Tinubu said tax bill is sorted, which I think is going to, when it is done, out of the 19 states in northern Nigeria, now only 2 will survive, including the middle belt that used to be the food basket of Nigeria, which the Fulani terrorists have wrecked and destroyed beyond anything. Only 2 states in northern Nigeria will survive to some extent. In southern Nigeria, out of the 17 states in southern Nigeria, when you remove Lagos, when you remove Rivers, when you remove Akwa Ibom, maybe slightly Bayelsa, maybe, you know, then you remove Ogun State. And then, you know, maybe, I'm using maybe here because it is actually worse than some of you can imagine. So maybe Imo State. The rest, they won't last 1 year before everywhere goes scatter and burst. It is what they have done and the way they have structured that contraption, so to say. However, the North, especially these clerics, if you play it back, if you roll it back to 2022, these guys were they were actually threatening people. It was more or less like if any infidel, they called us infidel, all of us that are not Muslims, we are infidels. If any infidel is declared winner, they will start a war in northern Nigeria. Yes, it was that bad. So right now, they are now crying that Tinubu has betrayed them, Tinubu has disappointed them, and all of that. You know, somebody is asking me why Imo. You better read it very well. Do you think the tax bill is going to favor you in the South? Is that what you are thinking? Some of you are not thinking then. I've heard people who are guilty enough to say, you see, there are states in the southern part of Nigeria, if they don't give them that allocation, monthly allocation, they will bankrupt in 2-3 months. Yes, they will not be able to pay salary or pay, pay any contractors or anything at all. They will be in red if they don't give them those allocation every month. Probably you should check your states and see what they are actually getting themselves, and see if they can survive without the federal allocation too. Because I mean, that is what will lead to that their own little civil war in northern Nigeria, which the South seems to be in bed with. Like, let's do it. Everybody go generate their own money. Kind of. You'll be surprised that some of them will never succeed, including some of the eastern states too, in case if you are from the east, and you are telling yourself that you are okay. No, you're not. Anyway, the point tonight is that whatever Tinubu is dealing whatever card Tinubu is dealing everyone right now, it seems that the North are the ones, let me say these northern clerics are the ones who are pretty much like feeling it more or scared more. You know, they're pretty much like the ones who are like so scared as we speak. And according to them, Tinubu, whether it could be like dragging or that's another one. They are saying that whether it is going to be now by dragging or whether it's going to be by war, they must drag him out of that asshole rock. A wishful thinking, if you ask me. It's like a wishful thought. Because it wasn't their votes to start with that actually made Tinubu your president. It was the Yakubu of INEC and others who worked in cahoots to bring Tinubu to power. So, if those who sold the religious card in probably seeking power, because I think another thing, this one is just an opinion, another thing that got a lot of them, right? That got a lot of them pretty much hooked on that promise was because, as some said, it said because Tinubu appeared like somebody that was probably going to die soon. And if that should happen, their calculation then was, shitty man will be a president, right? And when Shettima becomes president, the power returns back to northern Nigeria. Now, all of that prediction, all of that expectation have now gone